visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope everything with you is good. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Well, anyway, let's just get into it. What we're talking about, Real Housewives of Atlanta, which, my opinion, I like to say from the very beginning, I didn't think it was an exciting episode at all, but there were some things that was manifested, like everybody had a problem with Drew and everybody had a problem with Britt.
Yes.
And as you all know by now, that Britt will not be doing the reunion. Mm-hmm. You already know she's suing Bravo allegedly for $20 million about the picture that she said it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm. After a whole year of not seeing the picture.
I don't understand it, but you know, that's what's going on in the news.
Yes.
That's what I love about it. They keep you abreast that you can follow right along. And I like the way that they doing this, you know.
Yeah. Well,
how does the show starts off, Baby Crones?
It starts off with apparently
they're in the islands.
Yes, they are in Grenada.
Nothing happened yet.
No, nothing has happened yet. We are starting day 2 or night 2 because apparently I finally saw the scene where Britt had apparently got a little bit intoxicated from the shots.
I told you.
First off, girl, hold up. That was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
She should know when her limit.
Well, like she says, she don't do shots. They make her say. Sometimes people do. Sometimes people get caught up, and they make big mistakes. And they get messed up. And she wasn't home.
Right.
Some things you just don't. That's why you don't. And that's why she said the next day, I'm not doing it. Y'all, every time I turn around, Shamir is always offering shots. Mm-hmm. And I guess she felt pressured. I don't know. But she said, I'm not doing it. And I get it. Nobody can ever make me pressure me to drink.
Yeah, no.
I never drank and I don't like it. I taste.
But because of that, that was what put one of the rifts between Shamia and Britt was the fact of how she was feeling peer pressure to always have shots.
Right.
But Shamia had some other problems with Britt, like the donation and how she only donated $250.
Who?
Britt.
Poor Britt, that's all she got.
But
if she sued Bravo, she'll be able to give something.
Yeah, that's true.
But remember, if she does, she won't get all that money. Half of that will probably go to her lawyers.
That's true. But the thing is, the way Kelly and Shamia was feeling is that they felt that they was appreciative that the ladies donated to the trip to help give back to Grenada and people in need because there must have been a storm that just recently came through.
Right.
So they're like, while we're visiting, let's give back to the land.
And I said a good donation would be anyway $500 to $1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, $500 is good.
Yeah. And that was Shamia's way to give a good shade towards Britt, saying, you guys, you can show up in a Rolls Royce and a Birkin, but you can't afford to donate.
She gave $250 with 2 packages of toilet paper, and I think 2 things of tissues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And her thing is, she said she didn't know how to donate to anything like this. And she asked Shamir what to do. Mm-hmm. And Shamir said, I guess you give from your heart, I guess. I don't know. And she did. And when she just didn't know.
Yeah. Kelly
but now she knows.
Yes, now she knows. Kelly felt like the same sentiment that you had, that, she just didn't know. Just lighten up on her. We all make mistakes. Now she knows how to behave.
How to deal. Right. I would have given $500. I wouldn't have given, if I didn't want to go, I wouldn't have did that. But if I did, I would have went there and I would have ordered like maybe $500, $600, $700 worth of things and then have it shipped there to her house.
Mm.
I would have done that. It would have been no way I would have packed that up in a truck unless I hired the company to move it, to ship it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that the places you buy that, they got cups that ship stuff, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, one thing that was good about this episode, but also kind of sad, was to watch Angela reminisce and feel sad that this is her first time spending the anniversary from her husband, Charles, and he doesn't seem to reciprocate the same type of...
I told you that man is grumpy. Oh, my God. Ooh, yucky. Oh, she just seemed unhappy.
She did.
She just seemed like she's always trying to get him. Love me, Charles. Love me.
She does.
Love me. That's what it seems like to me. Love me. Let's be romantic on camera. And he's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, for real.
I wouldn't even want to be in a relationship with someone I have to beg for you to love me. And then when I do call you, you're not even available.
Yep.
You don't even return my phone call.
Mm-hmm.
You just gone ghost. And I have to make up an excuse for you. No,
That's exactly what she did.
No, That marriage seemed like it's on fire and not in a good way. That seemed like a marriage of convenience. She wants more than what he given her.
Obviously.
You know. And let me say this.
Okay.
And Phaedra said she known him years ago. He was a man of the streets. He too mean. He too grumpy for me.
Yeah, that is true.
Who want a grumpy old man? Not I, said the girl with the white shirt on.
Yeah, not I, said the girl in the red shirt.
No way.
Miss us.
Miss us, please.
Yes, thank you. However, I did like that the ladies did come together and did surprise Angela at the very end of the episode with I think it was a cake or something for her to celebrate her anniversary.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice because she was feeling down. Moving forward, Shamia, her luggage, it's gone ghost now. We don't even know where.
Isn't it still in Georgia?
I think so. Yes, because she said that they can't even track her luggage.
They'll pay her for it if they can't find it.
However, she did say that she carried 3 pairs of outfits with her, but not any underwear. So she is going bare and naked without underwear. And she did borrow an outfit from Portia for one night. I don't know, like what you said. I don't know why she just couldn't go out and buy herself some clothes.
At least some underwear.
Okay, moving on along. Portia, I think Portia, I like this side of Portia where she was defending Shamia and their relationship. I guess this was when they was at the dinner table talking, and she was just like, my problem is everybody wanted to go to Shamia about a relationship and nobody wanted to talk about us. And she was like, now that me and Shamia have had a conversation, we are good. I'm not going to entertain anybody else about our friendship. Me and Shamia knows what we are and that we're just going to be moving forward now. And I like that attitude. And Shamia
felt good about it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Now the ladies had went into 2 different separate groups. It was Phaedra, Cynthia, Portia, and Shamia that went to the waterfall. And then to go food testing, it was Britt, Drew, Angela, and Kelly. And there, Britt talked about, we learned that Britt doesn't eat beef or pork, so she missed out on eating food at that session. Okay. Phaedra felt it was weird. We said it in the last episode that Britt even brought up Apollo, like that was so left field. Why'd you even bring her up? It was so awkward.
She just always got to be a part of it. Like,
Yeah, so Phaedra's not feeling Britt at this very moment because that rubbed her the wrong way.
that would have rubbed me too. I would have been like, honey, child, I don't care what that man does. We have been so divorced a long time ago. He's not my concern. Thank you, though. Not necessary.
Yeah. This, I don't know why everybody's up in arms about it, but now Kelly is asking Drew who this black guy is and if she's dating black. And not Phaedra. Drew continues to talk about how she's currently going through a divorce and she just wants to focus on her divorce and she doesn't want to date right now.
She see people, but she don't date.
Yeah. She's not trying to get that committed until she's finished and done with her divorce. Anyway, moving right on along. We've already talked about the ladies thanking everybody for donating and how Britt was starting to feel some type of way about Shamia, about the whole shots. Even Shamia was even hinting at it when she was saying, I don't want anybody to think I'm peer pressuring them into having shots. And then Britt was just like, I feel like you're coming at me and throwing shade. So you could see that Shamia was amping up to confront Britt because she was apparently tired or done with Britt at this point. Moving right on along, they finally have their very dinner where the Prime Minister comes on along and joins them for, again, shots. You're right, they're always having shots in this. But he joins them for shots. The ladies was flirtatious with him. Surprised that he had a child and stuff like that. So they was just enjoying the Grenada men. Like they said, that the men there was attractive. So with that, they had their fun with the Prime Minister. And like I said, this was the same table where the ladies had felt for Angela. Angela was crying because she was feeling some type of way about Charles.
She was crying about that?
Yeah, she did cry, yes.
Because he wouldn't answer the phone.
Yes, he wouldn't answer the phone. And
see, that's your soul. That's her soul knowing that he ain't up to no good. That's her soul.
Yeah.
That it came out when she cried at the table.
Yeah. She was like, of all things, this is our first time we're not having an anniversary and you don't miss me.
This is the price you pay for going on the show. This is what I see. I see he's saying to her, this is the price you pay. This is what you want. Deal with it. And she's sickened by it.
Yes.
But they all give up something to be on that show.
That is true. Oh, yes. We also learned that Charles does not wear his wedding ring.
Girl, miss me with those kind of men. Mm-mm. See, that's to me, Angela, you could do so much better. You such a fly chick.
Yes.
Girl. I think she just love him for who he is. And there are some women that just love men that treat them like that. He comes off to me, he shows her no love. I've said this.
Yes,
he showed her no love at all.
Yeah, I did.
He showed her like, I tolerate you.
It did feel like it.
And it seemed like she always trying to come off in a loving way, and he shoots her down like 99% of the time. And when he does do something, he just seemed off-putting. Mm-hmm. She just seemed like she worked too hard.
Yeah, she is working hard for that love.
Ugh. Mm-mm.
She really is.
Mm-mm. So anyway,
yes.
Are you going to talk about the, wasn't it, they were talking about, what you call it, and how the girls didn't like them?
Is this about Britt
and the other girl too. At the end, all the girls was against Britt, but before then, they were against, what's her name?
Drew.
Mm-hmm. Yes, what was going on? And her and Portia tried to talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Drew and Portia did try to talk.
Right. But Drew do talk over you.
She do.
She needs to get some etiquette when it come down to sharing a conversation.
She does.
And she could be very long-winded. You know, when you talking, sometimes you just got to talk fast, let the other person come in and just hit points and be done.
If that's true.
But she'll over talk.
She will over talk.
Yeah.
And then don't want to hear you talk.
Right. Right.
So it's a kind of a one-sided conversation.
It would be difficult me having a conversation with her.
Yes.
If it's heated.
Yes. So I could definitely understand why Portia would just get up and walk away or just dismiss the conversation, because we're clearly
it become very argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
Drew is very argumentative.
Yes, that is
and,
true.
And in my opinion, that's the way she comes off to me.
Mm-hmm. However, somehow Drew and Portia was able to overcome it just slightly and mended for just now. However, somehow the energy has shifted because Britt started talking to Portia, and it became Britt versus Portia because Britt felt some type of way about how Portia was treating her. I wasn't quite sure exactly why Britt was up in arms over Portia, because that honestly just sounded like a random beef for no reason. Do you have any commentary on why Britt?
It just seems to me Britt is just ultra sensitive, and it just seems like anything can trigger her. Anything, and that's why it doesn't surprise me she is suing Bravo. She's true. Just that girl. You know what I mean? They invested in her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't shock me that that's what she would do at the end.
Right here,
because I think that she knew that they didn't want her back.
Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. Portia said that she called Britt out for never inviting the ladies or her over to Britt's house. She's like, why don't you ever want to invite us over or ask us to hang out with you? Yeah, you're going to be sensitive, saying that you always feel left out and feel like you're not supported, yet you don't have us involved in your life, so how can we support you if you can't even invite us?
Well, the other one is, what's her name?
Kelly.
Kelly goes to her house.
Yeah, that's just Kelly out of everybody else. So, that is.
She's like, I don't want y'all to talk about my house. Talk about it don't have no furniture. They never really show nothing in it, really.
That is true. I think you're honestly right. I think she just didn't want the judgment from them.
I think she don't want the judgment. She ain't invite you over to a pool party,
nope.
Snacks, game night, no lunch, nothing. Not a cookout, nothing.
Yeah.
Have drinks, nothing.
No. So Portia was just like, Britt, how are we supposed to support you if we don't even know you, girl? And so Britt got offended by that, of course.
Of course, she's very sensitive, but it doesn't shock me that she's suing Bravo.
No. But then when the ladies thought they had overcame that, while they was walking out, Britt stopped the girls and was like, well, we didn't finish this conversation. I don't think we came to a resolution. Nobody asked. I'm like, nobody wants to ask me why I don't invite you guys over. And everybody was just like, what? We're still talking about this? And Britt felt so hurt. She was just like, no, we're going to finish talking about this, guys. Anyway.
She's very argumentative.
And she is.
Same way with Drew.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
The difference is Drew argumentative when she's in argument. Britt is just argumentative by nature.
By nature, yes.
Like anything you say that rubs her or she feels or she comes off very combative to me.
Yes. However, sadly, as the episode and night was coming to an end, Shamia had gotten some sad news, called up by her husband, saying that I think it's the nanny or whoever was supposed to be watching over Shiloh can no longer watch over Shiloh because she left him in a she left Shiloh in a very cold room, and because Shiloh has a weak immune system.
Wait a minute, why did she leave Shiloh in a cold room?
I think she didn't realize the temperature was too cold.
When you say she left her, what does that mean?
Like she had put the baby to sleep for the night.
Oh.
And the room must have been too cold, so they must keep the room at a certain temperature.
Okay.
And maybe this night this nanny just didn't check it or just,
And she went home? She don't live there?
I don't know.
Oh.
But whatever it was, the husband found out, was in a panic, called Shamia saying that if Shiloh is still having a fever by the next day, that he's going to take her to the hospital to ensure that the immune system tried to fight off anything. The baby was coughing. So,
And did Shamia want to go home?
yes, Samia did want to go home. I'm not sure if she's going to go home, but the ladies came together in a whole sister circle to pray for Shamia and support Shamia during this time.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out a group text message saying, hey, we found out some bad news about Shiloh and he's a really sick baby, so we need to come together and support Shamia. And the ladies did exactly that, and that was beautifully touching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have drifted off to sleep because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that's where we left right off on. So I guess the next episode we're going to pick up on it.
So he gonna let her know, do the baby have a temperature? So if I was Shamia and the baby had a temperature, I would go home.
Yeah.
If the baby didn't have a temperature, I would stay.
Yeah, she was feeling bad. She was like, now I feel like I'm a bad mother because I'm out here enjoying my life and I have a sick baby at home.
Come with the territory. You have to do what's right.
Yeah.
You know, if your baby's sick, it is what it is.
But you know what? Honestly, I hate to be that person to say it, but it just hasn't been Shamia's trip. First, she lost her luggage, and now her baby. I'm sorry, Shamia. This trip was just not. This
was meant that you shouldn't have went.
Yeah. No.
It wasn't for you to go.
Mm-mm.
It's calling you back to Georgia.
It is.
Come on home, gal. Come on home. Where you belong.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's how the episode ended off. I like that we saw some real true sisterhood with both Angela and Shamia. So I'm glad that even though these ladies can fight with each other, they can come together for each other. And that's all Kelly wanted. She wanted the ladies to reset, renew, and rejuvenate. Mm-hmm. And we're getting somewhere. Surprisingly, we're getting somewhere.
Good.
Yes. Yep,
well, that was it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I thought I saw it all, but I must have went. And I dozed off a little bit on it because some of the stuff I don't even remember. And I was the first to say that was boring. You know what? I fell asleep. I thought I seen the whole thing. Did I not? You thought I did too?
Yeah, I thought you did too.
I thought I did. Okay. Well, nevertheless, we hope you enjoyed our rendition of what we got out of RHOA, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you like this, please give us a thumbs up. Really. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below. You can play us forward and you can subscribe. It is much appreciated. And you know what? You can join the Sunflower family. You know we would love having you.
Yes.
Come on. We are bunches and bunches and bunches of love.
I love that.
You would just love being a part of our family. Is there anything else? Again, if you like it, thumb us up. You have anything to say, please leave a message down below. But please thumb us up. It really means a lot. And with that being said, you know what we say?
Yes.
Sunflowers.